Hello, everyone. Sorry we're a few minutes late, but stuff don't want to act right today. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, hello. I'm going to wait a second. Hopefully, somebody comes on tonight because I know I posted late, but it's just been a rough kind of day, y'all. I don't know, 2023, we're going to have to talk. But I'm so excited to be having podcast again this year. So, you all, again, if you are, coming on, welcome. If you don't know about the Lit Podcast, please join onto the Facebook page, YouTube page. We post some, we have videos pretty much every week. And of course, my mama is on, y'all, because my mama be showing up. Hey, mama. But we, if you don't know about the Lit Podcast, we started out shoot 2020 during the pandemic, and as a regular podcast, like where I couldn't see people. And so I couldn't do that. So I prayed about that thing. And now we going live, y'all. So we've been going live pretty much every Tuesday since last year, March. So anyway, come on in wherever you are. Welcome. If you're watching the replay, welcome to you. If you're watching the replay 5 minutes from now, 5 hours from now, 5 years from now, welcome to you. And thank you for joining the podcast, y'all. We are a family and we just like to hang out and have a good time. My name is Juana and I am your host. So this year we're going to do some things a little bit different too. We may not have a guest every week because I want to talk to y'all too. I like that we have people, but I'll be posting up some things where if you have a topic that you would like to find out more about, if you have a question, send them in. And you can send them in through the messenger on the Facebook, or you can send them in to my email at jlyles at litwellnessctr.com, and I will post that up. Okay. So anyway, somebody else has come on, but I don't know who you are, but hey to you. I hope you're having a good evening because I've been having a rough day. But without any further ado, I don't want to hold y'all up that are on and are ready to listen. We're going to be talking about words, intentions, words, goals, and intentions. Okay. So it's not a new concept. It's been around for a little while. Like different ones. So words, people started doing words of the year. I can't even remember when people started doing it. Personally, I started picking out words of the year in 2019. And so each year I set a word for my year that I want to focus on. Now, I want to share something with you before we get into all of them, is that there's a commonality between them. So words, goals, and intentions, they all kind of go together. And you'll see after I kind of explain what some of them are. And so I'm going to not be able to see y'all. So if you do come on, hey, okay. But I'm going to pull up my notes so that I can stay on track, y'all, so we can get up out of here, because people need to eat. People need to tend to their dogs, their babies, their husbands, their wives, so I don't want to keep y'all. But okay, so first things first, let's talk about words. Okay, so what is a word of the year? As I was saying, I first started, heard about them, started using them in 2019. But as far as I could find, people were doing them like way back, like 2012, 2010 or 11 or something like that, right? So anyway, a word of the year is basically something, some people use a phrase or multiple words. So let me say that too. So some people use you get your word and it's kind of like your focus of the year. And I remember actually that was my word in 2019 when I first started doing this, is I was like, I reflect, I don't know, it just kept coming up for me. And I was like, man, maybe this year I need to focus more. And that's how it came about for me. I hadn't even really heard of it before, not paid much attention to it before that. But I was just kind of all over the place. I have like lots of ideas coming to me, lots of different things coming at me. And I was like, okay, I need to focus. I need to buckle down and focus on something, right? Because sometimes when you're out of focus, like y'all are out of focus, I can't see, right? You just do a whole bunch of stuff and you don't really know what's going on, or you don't have any, you don't have like a, you're not focused, right? It's not clear. Things are not clear to you. So the next thing we're going to talk about is, how do you do that? How do you set a word of the year, right? So the first thing you need to do is kind of reflect, just as I did. Reflect on your past year and ask yourself a few questions, okay? And so it's good to get some paper out and work on it. And what you want to do is not think about it as far as editing it, or, oh, let me take that one off, but what you do is just jot down whatever comes up into your head. And this is an intentional way, which we're going to talk about intentions. This is an intentional way to do this, okay? Now for me, I just kind of hear an audible sound from God, that gives me the word I need to focus on, and it comes up randomly. It's not necessarily that I'm really sitting down intentionally trying to work on it, but that word just keeps coming up for me for some reason. So that's the word that I tend to focus on for the next year. But because it always happens like towards the end of the year for whatever reason. So anyway, so what you can do intentionally is sit down, get you a piece of paper, and start writing down the words that come to you. Okay. And so what you want to do is make like two columns. And on one side, you write down everything that went well over your past year. And on the other side, things that you would like to change, things that you would like to see more. I remember my friend in 2019, I remember her word, I want to say it was 2019, was expecting, because she was expecting some good things to happen for her. Okay. So ask yourself these questions. What could I use more of in my life? If it's patience, if, you felt like you were just so busy, maybe sitting still, you know, if it's money, who doesn't need more money? It could be financial. So just ask yourself, what could I use more of in my life? And then on the other side, you're going to write down, what could I use less of in my life? All right. Some other questions are, what characteristics would I like to have? And this is where maybe like you want to dress up more, or and not just characteristics like physical characteristics, but that's what I'm talking about now, is the physical characteristics. So like, you want to dress up more, you want to be more relaxed and chill. So, um, you know, again, patience. I don't know, patience. Somebody out there needs to be more patient, because that is coming up for me. It's not necessarily, I mean, maybe I do need to be more patient too, but that word just keeps coming up right now. So if you're out there and you need to be more patient, maybe this is for you. Um, then maybe ask yourself something like, by the end of the day, I feel, and then you put in the blank, like, I feel tired, like if this day has gone by and you feel worn out, that's the one that goes on the other side about things that you want to change, um, or how do I want to feel? Put that in the good column. How do I want to feel? I want to feel energized and rejuvenated at the end of the day, not like tired and worn out. So these are all things that you can ask yourself to kind of help you reflect. So that's the first thing you want to do, is reflect. The second thing you want to do is visualize. So you're going to, you wrote down all those things that popped up in your head after you reflected on your life, right? And so This will give you a better sense of direction on where you would like to go, some things that you have been feeling, or things that you've been lacking in your life. Okay, so now what you're going to do is visualize those. So review that list, see everything that went well, because we don't want to focus on all the negative stuff. Okay, because the whole point of making the word is to be in a better space, to have positive energy. Okay, so review the list, what went well, how did those things make you feel? That's that good old therapy question. How does that make you feel? What do you want more of? Okay, so remember those questions. Now visualize in your mind. I like to always close my eyes, but visualize what that perfect day would feel like. And that's the emphasis. It's the feel. What would that feel like? Because, if you've been tired and worn out and just so busy running around, taking people here and there, when I mean people, I'm saying like the little ones. I don't have any more people to chauffeur around anymore, but, just feeling busy and not real productive, or just that it wears you out. Focus on that. Like, what do I want that to feel? What do I want my day to feel like? I don't want to feel worn out. So I want to feel energized and rejuvenated, right? So throughout that day, just think about that, like what that day would look like if you could come home, and how you would feel right before you go to bed. Like you wouldn't feel tired. I imagine that for myself right now. I imagine what that day would look like. And, so some things are going to come up. So in my mind right now, me visualizing not feeling tired or worn out, but feeling more energized and rejuvenated means that maybe you got to work on your schedule. You see what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. Let's put a pin there. Um, Sometimes you could try meditating, or just sit in a silent place, sit somewhere still and go to your inner being and ask yourself, what word do I want to focus on for this next year? And if you haven't already had one, this is good for you. So what word do I want to focus on in 2023? So just as you're sitting there thinking about how you're going to feel, visualize that. Visualize what you want it to be. And this is the best way to do this is in a relaxed state. And so a lot of times when mine come to me, I am in a relaxed state, and I've just been kind of sitting still in my own peace. Okay. um so after you do that, what you can do too is step 3 is create the list. So after you've reflected and all that, you write down all these words that come up for you. Don't think about editing them. Don't worry about the grammar or anything like that. Just write down whatever comes to your mind as far as words. Okay, so you're going to create a list of words. And so when you choose, and then narrow it down to like 5 words. Okay, and use words that really speak to you, the words that you feel. Kind of like, remember how I was just saying patience keeps coming up. And so just whatever, so I would write down patience. Relax has come up. Rejuvenate has come up, as just we're sitting here talking, right? These words can be nouns, verbs, or anything at all that works for you. Okay, just make sure that it's a word that feels good to you. Okay, that's all you're going to really be focusing on. And then you're going to spend about 10 minutes creating that list of words. Okay, and I'll post some words up if you need help, but I'm going to just call out some now other than the ones that we just did. I said patience, relax, rejuvenate. How about compassion? Thrive is a good word. Simplify, because if you do have a busy life, maybe you need to simplify some things. Um, Vulnerable. Damon and I have been talking a lot about exposure, which is going to be one topic that we're going to talk about soon. But, feeling vulnerable, make yourself more vulnerable to things. Connection. How about that? Connection's a good word. Peace. Focus, as that was one of the words that I used before, focus. Expecting, that was one that my friend used. Word that I used before was also intention. Kid it, live intentionally today. So intention. How about strength? Hmm. Prosper. Love. Maybe you need to love somebody some more. Ooh, here's a good one. Surrender. Mm, I feel that one. Surrender. Just surrender it all, right? Or sometimes maybe you're feeling like you don't have enough, or you're not, you're trying so hard to do better, but maybe feel content. How about that? There's a word, content. Wellness, that comes up in conversation with me on a daily basis. Wellness, health, um, excellence. I know lots of people who like to do things in excellence. Learn, breathe. The lady that owns the office where she owns my office building. That's the name of her business is Breathe. Breathe Wellness Spa. So breathe. Um, Capable, communicate. And you see, I've been trying to like show you some words that are not only, not just nouns, but verbs as well. Okay. Empathy. Ooh, a lot of us could use more empathy when we dealing with people, right? So, and we talked about empathy last week with Dr. Diepre, right? Okay, so after now we've come up with all these words, right? We've come up with all the words. And now we're going to review and refine our words. So that's number 4. Step number 4 is to review and refine them. And so you're going to review your list and narrow it down to your favorites. If you made a whole list like how we just went through, just wrote them all down, maybe circle 3 words or highlight them. 3 words that stand out to you. Just pick those 3 words. And so, um, for example, we said patience, relax, and focus. Let's use those 3, right? Now, when you circle your words, what happens is you end up finding out that there's a theme that you probably came up with and you don't even know it, because when you've reflected all the things that's going on in your life, there's a theme to them. Because if it was just I'm so busy and I don't want to have a busy life, then that's why those things come up, those words come up, the relax, patience, focus, right? You see how that theme just came out of that? And so, anyway, what you're going to do is just look at if any of those words jump out at you, if they make you feel excited, you could feel nervous or scared, right? You could feel uncomfortable or at ease. Don't worry about that. Allow that feeling to come and let it be, because sometimes that word that scares us is the word that we need to do, right? So like, let's just say if it was patience, right? If that's a word that's jumping out at me and I say patience, ooh, and it scares me because I'm not really a patient person, right? Then that means it's not going to always be easy, but I'm on the right track to helping myself. You see what I mean? So it might be scary to especially if you pray about having patience. Lord will test you and he will put you out there and put you in some situations to where you can feel that, to where you have to be patient, okay? So just know that if the word feels scary, it's okay. That means you're going in the right direction, okay? And everything that's good isn't always easy. um and so also the word could be more empowering to you or bring about peace. So like relax, that kind of brings peace to my mind. And focus brings an empowerment to me, because now I'm like focusing. I want to make sure I feel better. Like, yeah, I'm focused. So when stuff comes to try to distract me, no, it ain't, it don't win. I'm focused and I'm going to concentrate on what I'm supposed to do. So anyway, I want you to go ahead, think about your words, try them, see what it feels like. Don't overanalyze it, because I am an overanalyzer. Don't do that. This is just a process, okay? It's just trying to help you get your word. It ain't got to be that serious. You could go through your day and feel like, you know what, that ain't the word that I really wanted. That's okay. Pick another word. It's not going to hurt anybody, okay? And then if you really can't come down to that one word, it's okay to have three. I don't know if that's anywhere else, but I'm telling you, it's okay to have three words. All right. But then it also might be telling you something like you really still can't focus, you know? So it just depends how you feel about it. Okay. It's about what you need, what you want, and what direction you're going into. And so, anyway, let the word pick you. That's the best way to kind of do it. Let that word pick you, kind of like how I told you the word just keeps coming up over and over for me. So, for somebody, there's patience out there, but my word has already been picked. Okay. And I'll share my word. If somebody might remember it, if you remember it, type it in the chat if you remember what my word is. But now that you've narrowed it down to that three words, right? This final question, ask yourself, and this is step 5. Are you interested or are you committed? And I say that because you need to be committed to that word, not necessarily just interested in that word. Like patient sounds good, but I ain't going to commit myself to being patient. You know what I mean? It sounds interesting, like it sounds like a good word, but am I going to be committed to doing that? Am I going to be committed to relaxing? Am I going to be committed to focusing? Am I going to be committed to being intentional? Am I going to be committed to being to breathing, to manage my health, all of that kind of stuff? Okay, so just think about that. If it just interests you, it might not be what you need to do. All right. Now let me switch back to my camera so I can see what's going on. Hey, oh, coach, you said stillness. That wasn't my word. But anybody else out there can guess what it was? If you can, I think I'm going to have a t-shirt for you. I don't have it yet because it ain't made, but I'm going to have, you can be a winner of my first t-shirt. It's going to be a lit shirt. Okay. So I'm working with my manufacturer, who is my mother-in-law. She don't know it yet, but she's going to make me some t-shirts. So she does know she's making the t-shirts, but we're going to come up with a great theme of the t-shirt. So it's going to be a lit shirt though. So if anybody else can guess, I'm going to go ahead to goals. And if you can guess my word before the podcast ends, then you can win a t-shirt. So I'll hold off on my word. But I did say it in the last podcast of the year. I did say it. Okay. So the next thing we're going to talk about is goals. Now, everybody has probably heard about goals. You know, I like to make goals, but they're very much in line with intentions. Okay, you see how there's a word. So my word, maybe let's just say the word was patience, right? So my goal is to like fix my schedule. Okay, like my goal, I need to fix my schedule up so that I am not so busy working, and I have time for myself. So maybe my goal is self-care. Okay, so not only do you want your goal, do you just pick something about self-care, just say, yeah, I'm going to work on self-care. Goals needs to be smart. Okay, now what do I mean by smart? Juana, what does that mean? What is a smart goal? Coach actually talks about having smart goals all the time. A smart goal is something that is specific. So not just, oh, I'm going to do self-care, right? So, and it will make one at the end of this. So it needs to be specific. It needs to be measurable. It needs to be attainable, right? Something that you can actually do. And it needs to be, oh Lord, what's I just had a brain fart. I always forget what the R is. But realistic, that's it. It's supposed to be realistic. And then the T in it is time sensitive. Okay. So like I want to say I'm going to do self-care, right? So my goal for self-care, in order for it to be a smart goal, would be I am going to go get a massage every 2 weeks for the next 6 months. You see what I mean? That's like, I'm telling you specifically, I'm going to go get a massage, not just self-care, but I'm going to go get a massage. And I said, I'm going to go get one every 2 weeks. So it's measurable. So every 2 weeks, I'm going to go get one. It's also time specific every 2 weeks. And for the next 6 months. So at the end of the 6 months, I'm going to have had like 12 massages. Okay. You see how that works? So that's how you want your goal to be set. Not just saying, oh, I'm gonna go exercise. I'm gonna exercise for something attainable for me. I gotta be realistic as well, right? So if I say I'm gonna go to the gym for 3 hours a day, that ain't realistic for me. And I don't even know if that's attainable because I don't know, I might have been passed out. But I can say that I will go walking for 30 minutes for 3 days out of the week for the next however long. Do you see the difference there? So, anyway, make sure your goals are SMART. And again, that is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time sensitive. And y'all, when I'm saying attainable, if you start talking about I'm gonna make $1 million before the end of the year, it's probably attainable. It probably is, but how realistic is it? And I'm just saying, unless you're already halfway there or you got, it's possible, but I'm just saying that make sure that it's realistic and attainable for you, and everybody's different. So, and when I say everybody is different, you know. So something might work for somebody else, but it may not work for you. Okay. And don't be upset about that. All right. Now we're going to talk about intentions real quick. So, what is an intention? Right? Y'all hear me talk about intentions all the time, but what is it? So, simply put, an intention is an aim or a purpose, something that you plan to do or something that you achieve. Okay. And when we pay more attention to our intentions, it can do some incredible things in our life. Okay. And so, you probably have, we want to focus on good intentions, but I could have a bad intention as well. Okay. So we don't want to do that. And so you can hear, there's different adjective, noun, verb of the word intention. Okay. But we're talking about setting intentions. And so thinking about the goals, when we learn and commit to our goals, the intention becomes the very first step in achieving them. And what do I mean by that? So we just set a goal to do more self-care, right? So my intention is to have a more healthy lifestyle, take better care of myself. You see how that kind of goes along with each other. So my intention is the first step. I intend to do better. I intend to be better. And so my word, remember, might be patience. It's not my word, but it's the word that we were using for all the example. So patience. So I may need to practice my patience as I am working towards my goal of doing my self-care. I need to be more patient with myself, or maybe patient with my family members around me, so that I can do my self-care. You see how all that kind of goes together? And so really, when you think about it, your intentions are aligned with your values. So whatever you value, whatever you place as a priority in your life, whatever you assign value to, then your intention will go along with that. Okay. And intentions can be large, like lifelong kind of intentions, like I don't know, something millionaire status. I don't know, whatever you come up with, that intention can be a lifelong endeavor, right? Some people set intentions kind of like, I have one, I am going to have a great day. Like, we'll just do that one. I am going to have a peaceful day, right? So that's set an intention, actually. So it could be a lifelong thing, that's something I do every day, but they can also be small ones. So it could just be something that I need to do for the next day, or even just the next hour, the next few minutes, right? But either way, it's just like a goal. It needs to be specific and actionable. Okay. It doesn't necessarily have to be time specific, but it needs to be something that you can apply action to. And it needs to be specific. Okay. I also want to add that intentions can be emotional, and intentions that involve the emotions, you hope and you intend to feel, um, they're like where you hope and you intend to feel about a particular thing or situation in the future. So when you set an intention, it provides accountability and allows you to take control of your own personal choices, of your own life. It causes you to be proactive in your life. It causes you to have and live with purpose. Hence, live intentionally today. So everything I do today, there's an intention for it. Like, if I need to make sure that it's intentional, that I intend to have self-care, I intend to have, healthy eating habits, I intend to exercise more. Okay. And so just remember that it helps you to have an active, purposeful life. Okay. We don't need to be stuck in depression somewhere. We don't need to be worried with anxiety, but it helps us to be present with ourselves and the people that we're around and in whatever relationships that we have. Okay. So, how do you set intentions? First thing you do is state your intention. Um, you might want to go ahead and write it down, but you need to vocalize it. You don't need to say it in your head. You need to say it out loud. Why? Because our words have energy, right? And so we want to attract that same energy back to us, that good energy that's coming out, but also attracting it to come to us. Okay. And so just saying it holds you accountable because now you've said it out loud. All right. And if you write it down or share it with someone else, then that also helps you to be accountable. And so after um, there's a PhD, Dr. Frischman, his name is. He said, after gaining clarity on your goals and understanding your values, I would encourage taking the initiative by finding a small and repeatable action that moves you toward the goal and express a value. Then state your intention to accomplish that task. Making a statement is essential. It can be declared to yourself and others, or it can be written and posted. Intentions are most powerful when they are shared or declared outside of your own head. So that's why I was telling you, don't just say it in your head, say it out loud. Hold yourself accountable or share it with someone else, okay? Now be clear about your intention. And so, whatever your intention is, it's necessary to be clear about it, what you want to achieve, what you think about it, and the results that you want to attain from it. The key here is to be conscious about where you place your attention. Okay. That's the only way to think about what you want into reality. So, what you're placing your attention on is that's where you need to be conscious about. So, again, see how the word comes into play here. My value about patience is something that we need to focus on, right? That's something that I need to do. But now, going to patience in my goal, that means I need to do more self-care as well. Okay. Being more patient with myself because I might be over analyzing stuff and blaming myself. So I want to focus my attention on being patient. See how these all kind of go together? And so when you know what it is that you want, it's easier to focus and put all of your energy into it. If I want to write a book, then I'm going to focus and put all my energy onto that. I'm going to remember the meat. I'm going to place all my money, my energy, my attention, and my time into writing that book. So if I say I'm setting an intention to write a book by the end of the year, then I'm going to focus my time on that. Okay. I'm going to focus all my efforts into that. So it's so important for you to know what you value. Okay. Make sure your intentions are positive. We don't want to have any negative negative type of intentions. Okay. So, like, today I will be present. Today I will be patient. Today I will eat healthy things. Today I will make conscious choices. You see how that goes? Not like, I'm gonna try to be present, or I'm gonna be present if something else, it's just, I will do this. Okay. And when? Today I'm gonna do this. It's important that the intention be phrased as a positive I will rather than a negative I won't. Okay. And that's because research actually shows us that negative emotions can overpower their positive counterparts. So when you do this, I want you to take a brief, mindful pause throughout the day to make sure the choices that you're making align with your intention. So, I'm trying to eat healthy, right? So my intention is, today I will eat healthy things, right? So when I get ready to go down the street because I'm so hungry and I didn't plan my day out accordingly, I'm not going to turn into McDonald's. So if I turn into McDonald's and I think about it and say, is this in alignment with my healthy eating? No. So then I take that moment, pause, think about it, and it's not in alignment. So you know what? Actually, I'm going to turn around and go back maybe home, because then I can make me a salad when I get there, or I'll go somewhere else that has salad that's healthier. You see what I'm saying? So I can make a healthy choice. Or even if I do pull up into McDonald's and they got a choice, I'm not going to get the Big Mac. I'm going to get the salad. You see what I mean? And so another thing, number 4 for setting intentions, is keep your intentions simple, right? They don't have to be rooted in some long goal type situation. They just need to be realistic and actionable. Like what I just said, today I will eat healthy things. It doesn't have to be some long and drawn out thing. It doesn't have to be some like, all of that. It is just set the intention for something that's part of your day. That's a good way to do it. And let's see. Here's an example. Let's say it's Monday morning and typically you schedule to attend your weekly Monday afternoon staff meeting, which usually gives you a sense of dread, right? So I know who loves going to meetings. So you can set the intention of, I intend to go into the Monday staff meeting more relaxed and connected to others. See, it's not all drawn out, and even if you want to make it shorter, I intend to go into the staff meeting relaxed. You see, we're not even thinking about all the negative stuff. And so as you get accustomed to making daily intentions, it'll become easier for you. It'll just become another part of your day that you just wake up and you set your intention and you go forth and do great things. And guess what? You'll achieve all the goals that you set out. And the last thing that you want to do is number 5, shift any limiting beliefs. That's part of my lit, y'all. Not the lit, live intentionally today, but my other lit. So it's limiting beliefs. Address any limiting beliefs, anything that's stopping you from making sure you do what you're supposed to do, being on your purpose that you're set out to do, that God has intended for you to do. Okay. Whatever that is, get rid of those limiting beliefs. Okay. Because all it is the enemy coming for you. And as Coachton told us, that's cap, because he ain't the enemy ain't got nothing on us. Okay. Everything that he says is a lie. So anyway, shift any limiting beliefs. Okay. Anything that negative, that you don't feel like you can eat healthy, that you don't feel like you can lose weight, that you don't think you can be patient. Get rid of that stuff, because you have to believe in yourself. And not believing that you can achieve your intention is a greater barrier to you achieving and setting your intentions. Okay. So just be mindful of that if anything negative starts to come up, you can just dismiss that. Is null and void. Okay. What I like to say too is return to sender. You know, you don't have to receive it. Just because it comes, you don't have to receive it. Okay. So just going back over it quickly, we talked about words. I'm going to post up some words that you can use. We went over some words. Nobody else has posted in there. I see there's 5 people on, but my word for the year was overcome. And so that was my word. I didn't take a long time to ponder on it. It just kept coming up. And one of the reasons I picked overcome is because, you know, we have gone through this pandemic, um, you know, and we are overcome. And one of the things that God told me is that we have already won the victory because he already won the battle. When Jesus died for us on that cross, we're already in victory. So I was kind of stuck between triumph and overcome, but I know that I am triumphant in my victory, right? So it's a reminder that I can overcome all hard things. It's a reminder that, yeah, like things, you know, as I face a mountain, it ain't really no mountain. It's just a little molehill. I just got to get some extra energy to get over it. You know what I mean? Or I can go around it. It might take me a little while, but I'm going to do it. I can overcome it. Okay? So that's kind of what my word kind of aspired from was just kind of what God was telling me about me. I have overcome a lot of things in my life. And so this year may not be any easier, but I can overcome. Okay. And so whatever your word is, I want you to embrace it, to love it, to feel it, and to be actionable about it, to, you know, work your goals around it for this year and set intentions daily so that you can meet those goals. Okay. And so, yeah, so we talked about words of the year, how to define them or how to come up with them. And that's just sitting still, write down a list. There's some questions you can ask yourself, like, what do I, you know, what went well, what didn't go well this year? What do I want more of? What what can I what could I use less of in my life, or what could I use more of in my life? What characteristics would I like to have? And how do I want to feel? Okay. And then you create your list, pick out, you know, 3 if you can, narrow it down to the 3, pray about them if you need to, and ask yourself this one important question: are you interested or are you committed? And you know, that's a really good question to ask yourself for the goals too. When you make your goals, make sure they're smart, they're specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time sensitive. So, are you committed to making your goal, you know, or just interested in making the goal? And then the intentions, you do the same kind of thing in a sense, write them down. So state your intention, write it down, say it out loud to hold yourself accountable. Okay. Be clear about your intention. Know what it is that you really want. Know where you want to place your attention to make that intention happen, to make it a reality. Okay. So know your values there. Um, Make sure your intentions are positive. We don't want any negativity. So remember, it's the I wills rather than I won't. And lastly, or I'm sorry, keep your intentions simple. That means they don't have to be long, drawn out things that you can't memorize. You know, it needs to be something that's realistic for you that you can easily remember. Okay, such as today I will eat healthy. All right. And then lastly is shift any limiting belief. So whatever negative things come to you, just dispel that. It's false. It's not real. It's just something that's blocking you from achieving what you really blocking you from achieving what you really want to do, from your goals, from your intentions. Okay. It's just a barrier. It's just the enemy. So that's it. That's the tea for the night, y'all. It's been real, it's been lit for me. I'm excited about my word overcome. So that means I can do all hard things. And I'll be excited to show y'all the t-shirt when it comes. But Anyway, I want you guys to have a great evening and a lit year. I want you to be intentional about all that you do this year. For real, not even joking. And don't beat yourself up. If you set out a goal that it doesn't seem like it's really that realistic for you after you start doing it, you know what? Visit the reset and reset. Visit the reset. And that's on Coach Brian on Tuesday mornings. He teaches us all the time about resetting. So, you don't have to look, I didn't make it, so I can't do it. All right. Don't do that. You can just start again tomorrow. It's okay. But I love you guys, and I'm so glad that we're going into 2023 healthy, happy, and alive, because I am here. It is now, and I am alive, y'all. And y'all are too. So let's stay lit, and I will see y'all next week. Have a great night.